Wait, where's the whole party? They are downstairs. Look, he came downstairs. Chucky! All right, what up, y'all? Welcome to my channel. So today we are going to be getting into episode 2 of the Chucky series. I really can't wait to go over this one with you all. It was such a fun episode. I'm curious as to where they're going with this. You know, what exactly is going to be happening with Chucky and Jake. So, you know what? Let's just go ahead and get into this one. All right, so we're starting with a glimpse at young Charles Lee Ray again. It's Halloween in 1965, and so he's just kind of going through his candy, and there's an apple there. Like, who gives out apples on Halloween, you know? He's playing with it, and we can see that there's a razor in there. He kind of pricks his finger on it, and they tease him biting into it, and you're thinking, nah, he's not gonna do it. Like, you know, it's a razor, he's not gonna do it. Is he really just gonna bite that? Nah. All right. Oh, I was not expecting that. I'm not sure how I feel about these little glimpses. At this point, I don't really care about young Charles Lee Ray. Like, it doesn't, what made him or how he grew up at this point as we know him doesn't matter. All that matters is just, you know, what he does as Chucky. So I'm curious to see if they're going to go super deep with that, or if it's just going to be these small glimpses to kind of say, oh, hey, he's just been this way his entire life. All right, so we find Jake on his way to school. He's in the car with Junior and his uncle and aunt. And so the uncle is kind of talking to Junior. Junior plays some sport. They don't actually say what it is. Junior just mentions what he's not playing because his dad is on him about his nutritional intake for the day. And you can kind of tell that Junior's annoyed about the whole thing. He just wants to, you know, do what he thinks is right. But his dad kind of basically talks him into, I think, eating like another protein bar more than he would have or something like that. As he's going into school, you know, you can kind of see everyone looking at him, you know, kind of talking about him, because it's been a week. I don't know if I just mentioned that, but yeah, it's been a week since he's been back in school. And so, you know, he has a bit of notoriety right now. And so Oliver comes up to him and pretty much apologizes for, you know, what he had said and how he treated him that day, I guess, you know, in science class and probably just forever. And he invites him to a party, to his Halloween party that night. And off to the side, Junior and Lexi are talking. And Lexi, this girl, I cannot wait for her to die. Like, she has to die in this series. It's only right. All right. She's so annoying. Like, she's over there bitching that he should be expelled for what had happened at the talent show. And she's like, the only reason they did it is because his dad died. And Lexi just kind of brushes it off. She's like, whatever. Like, she doesn't care what Junior's talking about. So Junior bumps into our boy Devin Evans, and Devin Evans, you know, just kind of tells Jake, hey, you know, I'm sorry. And he like tells him that he's been thinking about him, and Jake gets this really big smile on his face, but Devin Evans squashes that by saying, you know, sorry about your dad. You know, my dad died when I was young too. And Jake's like, oh, yeah, that's right. So anyway, so they're talking. So then we cut over to Chucky, who's just kind of sitting there. He's like on like a shelf or something because there's a maid who's in the room cleaning. And this scene is, I think, why Chucky works. It's, even in the series, especially now that he's, you know, Chucky, we as the audience knows what's up, is that there's just this automatic tension whenever Chucky is in the room alone with someone who doesn't know who he is. Like, this entire scene, I remember thinking just, is he gonna kill her? Please don't kill her. Like, come on, that's their maid. I'm like, cops are gonna automatically think it's on Jake. Like, control yourself. You can't kill the maid. Oh, Chucky, don't kill the maid. They need her. We hear footsteps. She don't hear those footsteps. Oh, I knew it. Oh! And then with their opening, I do like what they're doing here with the opening. The first one, they had a bunch of dolls that made up the Chucky as it came in. And so this one, it has a bunch of knives. So I'm really hoping that they're going to stick with this, like, episode themed titles as they come in. All right, so Jake and Junior get home. Jake is the one to spot the maid, whose name is Annie, by the way. He spots her and is telling Junior call 911. He starts running around looking for Chucky. Scene cuts over to the same two detectives who investigated at who investigated at Jake's place, is there now. And, you know, the male cop, he's just kind of out loud, basically, you know, just saying, hey, you know, it's weird that, you know, there's this weird murder with his dad. Now with your maid, you know, did he have something against her? But Jake's only been there for a week, you know, and I don't know. I think it's weird. I feel like that cop should have been or that detective should have been reprimanded. Like, in no other situation could he just stand there and say that. And so, of course, his uncle and aunt are kind of defending him, even though you can kind of see the aunt looking over because Jake and Junior are talking to like a therapist or something in a different room. So you can kind of see she's already questioning Jake and whether he did this, or, you know, could he be capable of it. So right after this, we cut to what I think is one of the best scenes in this episode. As soon as we cut up there,
I didn't do it. Swear to God, I didn't kill her.
And Jake isn't buying it. He's not buying it. And Chucky's like, come on, Jake, I'm your best friend. Why would I do this? And Jake's like, don't try that with me. I'm not some 12-year-old. I guess kind of referencing Andy, because he was like, I think he was like 11 or 12 in the first movie, and that's kind of what Chucky would always say, I'm your best friend. And so Chucky is basically like, look, I could have killed anyone in this house, including you, this past week if I really wanted to. And Chucky's like, why would I do that? You know, he's basically just saying there's no real reason for me to kill the nurse. All right, he's like, but trust me, there's certain people who do deserve to die. Personally, I'm hoping that he's talking about Lexi, because I really, really want her to die. I really want it. I don't know when the last time I wanted a character to die so much. I really can't think of when. After this, Junior overhears his mom and dad kind of talking about how I guess more about how the aunt is kind of questioning, you know, look, you know, what he saw, look at the environment he came up in, you know, since his mom died, his dad's become alcoholic, you know, we don't know what that's done to him. But his uncle, for a good part, is not questioning that at all. He's like, I don't believe it. You know, I don't think that's, you know, Jake had anything to do with this. And so Junior turns to see that Jake has been listening to this whole thing as well. So Junior ends up going into Jake's room. I guess Jake goes to the restroom. I don't know. It just kind of cuts to Junior in Jake's room. So he goes in looking around, and he goes up to Jake's computer. And we get like Chucky like moves his eyes. He's up there looking at him and everything. And the laptop is open to Lexi's social media page. And I always think it's interesting. These shows always have just like some weird knockoff social media page. I think it's interesting how they can get away with just having a picture and a page scrolling. We all know, you know, what it's supposed to be. And so Jake comes in, you know, what are you doing? And Junior's all like, well, you know, I can be asking you the same thing. What's my girl's picture doing up here? And Jake, of course, doesn't know how it happened. And, you know, Junior's just as intimidating as Junior can be, is telling him to stay away from her. So he leaves and he gets ready to walk away, but he starts hearing Jake talk. So Jake's talking, it's kind of muffled, but Jake's talking to Chucky. You just don't hear Chucky, which I feel like he should have been able to hear Chucky. How does he? Yo, he punched him. Yo, I was gonna say, how is he not hearing Chucky's voice? Yo, he just got punched. All right, so now we cut on over to Lexi. We're getting a little glimpse of her life. So she has this little sister. So the little sister is sitting there and she's drawn this picture of Chucky, and her parents are really fawning over her, like, oh, look at what she's drawn. She's only seen Chucky once. And I don't get it. Like, I don't get how this town doesn't know what a good guy doll is. I don't get it. I don't get how they don't know what it is. They should know what a good guy doll is. So anyway, Lexi is all upset that they're encouraging this with the sister because she thinks that Chucky is a bully. She's like, y'all don't care about what's going on with me. So anyway, she gets up to walk away. Her parents are like, where do you think you're going, young lady? And she says, I'm going to get ready for Oliver's party. But they're like, nope, you got to take care of your sister because we got this adult party to go to. And so Lexi just like storms off. All right, and so then we cut over to Devin Evans, and I did not notice this, but Devin Evans' mom is the detective. I did not realize that. Oh snap, that's his mom. Oh, I didn't even notice that. She looked different with her hair down at the talent show. But anyway, she's like questioning Devin Evans, hey, had Jake ever said anything to you about his dad, hurting him or anything because he's gay? And Devin Evans is, I don't know if he's playing stupid or if he's just a bit confused or what, but he's like, hey, what are we talking about? And she's like, oh, nothing, just go enjoy your party. And I'm like, come on, Devin Evans, you know exactly what it is that she's talking about. So right after this, we cut back to the house. Junior comes downstairs and he's basically, I guess it's like a swimmer's outfit. He has on gold Olympic medals, which turns out to be his dad's. So this kind of explains why his dad is a bit on him about his sports and his nutrition, especially if he himself has some gold medals. So that kind of explains that aspect of their relationship. So Junior leaves without Jake. A few minutes later, Jake comes down and the aunt and uncle are looking at him like, oh wow, you look really good, Jake. That looks so realistic. And they're talking, and Jake has this black eye. Oh, yo, Chucky gave him a shiner. Oh no, I don't know if I should laugh at this. This is like an abusive relationship. How did Chucky give him a black eye? How did you allow a doll to hit you, first of all? But how did a doll hit you so hard that it gave you a black eye? Come on. So Jake's like, you know what? I'm not up for it for a party tonight. And, the aunt and uncle are very understanding. So Jake goes upstairs. Like 2 seconds later, he comes running downstairs like, did Junior take him? They're like, what are you talking about? He's like, oh, Chucky, he's gone. And it's like, how is Chucky going? You just came from upstairs. You were just in your room. Where did he go so fast? Did he pry open your window and jump out of it? So anyway, so we cut to a group of kids. It's Halloween night, so everyone's walking down the street, and we see this glimpse of what is supposed to be Chucky, but it's clearly like a kid that's walking in the Chucky get up, but Chucky has on this Hello Kitty mask because he's a doll, so he can't be walking around and talking by himself. So this group of kids goes up to this neighbor's lady's house, and she's one of those people who's just all excited, all happy, like, yeah, Halloween and all that. And so Chucky comes up and he's like, hey, he needs, what does he say? He says, he tries some play on trick or treat. And he's basically like, hey, I need directions to a party. And if you don't give it to me, I'm going to give you a trick. And then,
if you don't tell me, you might just get a trick.
the lady's all like, oh, well, that's unnecessary. And so basically she ends up telling him where the party is. And as a thank you present for giving him the directions he asked for, Chucky gives her a green apple. And we can only guess what is inside the green apple. All right, so next we find Junior running up the stairs at Oliver's party. And this is an extravagant party. I don't understand how some 15-year-old is throwing this, but again, they're rich, so I guess that's just something that they can do. So Junior finds Lexi. She's in some room, fake smoking, like it's so dumb. And they're having this conversation back and forth. Lexi basically calls him a daddy's boy for always, doing what his dad tells him to do. And Junior calls her selfish because, she really is. I don't get why he's with her. So anyway, he's like, all right, whatever, hey, what is your costume going to be? Because she's still keeping it a secret. And she's like, you're just going to have to wait. And he's like, oh, well, what if I don't want to wait? And she's like, oh, well, come on, June, come to daddy. And it's like, oh, why did she say that? Why did she say come to daddy? And why did he go to her and kiss her? I don't get that part. So Jake arrives at the party. Devin Evans is standing there. And Jake is all like, oh, you look good. Even though Devin Evans literally looks the exact same as he did during the day. He's literally in like a black shirt with like caution tape on like half his shirt.
I've got to find Lexi.
I feel like they're teasing Lexi's death, but I'm almost certain they're not going to kill her. So they go into the kitchen and Oliver's there and Jake's asking him, hey, where's Lexi? And Oliver goes, who? And which I thought was funny, as if he's trying to be like, oh, I don't know that girl, when clearly he does. But he's like, oh yeah, she's in here. And I don't know why Jake and Devin Evans go in here. Like, it's clearly not a room. Like, it's a house, you're in the kitchen. Where do you think that is? It's a pantry. So they shove him in there and shut the door, and basically they have them do 7 minutes of hell versus 7 minutes of heaven. And if you don't know, it's this stupid game. You lock two people in a room and they're supposed to like make out for like 7 minutes or whatever is what it's supposed to be. Well, that's not nice. Hey, is that Janis Joplin back there? So after this, we find Chucky is sitting in some room with Lexi's sister, and they're playing a video game. And she compliments Chucky on his killing abilities in the game. And he's like, oh, it's fun to kill people. You know, you can kill your neighbor. You can kill this person. You can kill your sister.
You can even kill your sister.
Yo, he's going to try and get the little girl to kill. And the girl's like, oh, well, you know, mommy says real killing is bad. And Chucky says something in like cusses. I forget exactly what he says, but he cusses. And she's like, well, mommy says cussing is, you know, not good. And Chucky's like,
Mommy's working her way up my list pretty
I knew he had a list.
quick.
I knew he had a list. So he asked the girl, hey, you know, where's your sister? And she's like, oh, she's probably, you know, making out with Junior somewhere. So Chucky is all like, well, at least she'll die doing what she loves. Yo, Chucky is a comedian, man. This dude is so funny. All right, so we cut back up to Lexi and Junior, and they're making out on the bed, and she's all like, you're doing it wrong. And he's like, I haven't done anything. And she's like, yeah, I know. And so it turns out that Chucky is underneath the bed. Yo, but she deserves it. I don't care what anyone says. Oh,
What are you, my mom?
oh, come on. All right, and he basically tries stabbing up. But he keeps missing. They keep moving. Junior kind of feels it, but Lexi's being annoying. She's like, Phil, what? Did you do something? This girl, I swear. So Devin Evans and Jake eventually get let out of the pantry. Nothing really happens in there. He just kind of comments on the black eye and all that. So once they get let out, Jake hears everyone chanting Lexi's name. Oh, that's messed up. See, she has to die. At this point, she has to die. She's making fun of Jake's dad's death. And the fact that everyone's laughing at that just shows the type of people they are. But I can't believe kids are this cruel. All right, at least he's not laughing at it. Oh yeah, okay. So we cut back over to the neighborly lady, and Devin Evans' mom is there talking to her, and the woman is holding a towel. Like, she's bleeding, and you realize that she's bitten into the apple. Oh, she bit it. Oh, and he actually had a razor in there. Where is the ambulance? There's no way that officer will be. First of all, why is it a detective and not a cop? And how is she not getting medical attention?
Good gay. Good.
No way this woman is not getting medical attention. Oh my goodness. So we cut back to the party. Lexi is down in that room where her sister is, and she's trying to get her to come, and her sister's like, no, I want to stay with my new friend. And Lexi's like, I don't know what it is that you're talking about. Let's go. But before she can get her to go, Jake comes down. He's all angry. Like, Jake's looking for a fight. Like, he's mad. And Lexi's sitting there just wondering, like, what are you mad about? Like, she's she had the audacity to ask what. Come on now. Wait, where's the whole party? They are downstairs. Look, he came downstairs. Chucky! So back at the house, Chucky and Jake are sitting across from each other. Chucky's like, hey, how you feeling? How was the party? And Jake's like, it wasn't good. And Chucky actually apologizes for giving Jake the black eye. Bro, says, ask any other woman who's had domestic violence. That's what this is. This is domestic violence at this point. Chucky is basically giving Jake a pep talk, right? The only type of pep talk that Chucky can give. He's like, look, you gotta stand up for yourself. Lexi deserves to die. She had all those people laughing at you. Yo, Chucky's spitting wise words right now. I mean, he's not lying, but y'all can just not kill. See, this is what I'm talking about. He had that knife right there. There's no way Jake wouldn't have seen it when they first got together.
Kill the bitch before she kills you.
See, I knew it. I knew he's gonna try and turn him into a killer. Like, what's his end game? Oh, I thought he was gonna take the knife.
Take the knife, Jake.
Yo, Chucky is a psycho. Oh, there he goes. Step number 1. Feel it in your hand. Feel the weight of the blade.
Congrats, kid. You're going to the Super Bowl.
Yeah. Should I be this excited? I don't know. Oh man. Yo, that was another great episode. I knew that's kind of where I was going. I said this at the end of my last video that I think Chucky is going to try and turn Jake. And I mean, at this point, Lexi's just digging her own grave. Honestly, she is really just digging her own grave at this point. Let's see, Devin Evan, I don't know what's going on with him. Like, does he like Jake? Doesn't he? Is he, just saying all the right things so that Jake, will talk to him, tell him things, since he knows that his mom is kind of interested, or maybe he has real feelings. I don't know. That one's going to be tough. I'm interested to see the relationship between Jake and his uncle and cousin and all that develop. Because the cousin thinks he's weird, but I'm pretty sure he also thinks Lexi crossed the line. But the dad is, a bit overbearing. The mom is, I don't know, I don't know. She's just kind of there. But yeah, it's another great episode. Can't wait to get into episode 3, and continue with this series. If you like the video, please give it a like. It'll help, the video reach other people who may like it, and, really just help the channel out. And subscribe if you would like to continue watching the show along with me. I hope you all have a great evening or day, wherever you're watching this. And I'll see y'all I'll see you on the next show. I don't know how to do an outro.